We are back with Allison Fields, veterinarian, taking your phone calls here on MorningLine. The number's up on the screen, 737-7587. Ask the vet. Lines
see if I can answer.
Open. Yeah, we'll give it a try. Stump the vet. Let's see. We'll go next to Deborah. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I'm calling. I have a 5-year-old Shih Tzu, and he said everywhere. It's like chasing tumbleweeds across the desert.
Yep.
Can you give me any help? I've seen shampoos that are supposed to help with shedding, but I don't really know if those work or not.
Yeah, probably not. Shedding is just one of those things that comes with dogs. One thing that you can do, the tumbleweeds, you probably have a longer hair. You don't groom the Shih Tzu. She's got longer hair. A lot of times shaving them down so their hair's a little bit shorter. We still shed, but we're not creating tumbleweeds because the hair's not as long. But brushing on a regular basis
with
on
the
Furminator.
The Furminator.
Right. Brushing well on a daily basis, you're still going to get all of that hair, but at least you're going to get it out in the brush instead of on your floors. I used to have a golden retriever that when I got married, my mother came and stayed for the week to take care of my dog and my cats while we were on our honeymoon. And prior to this, she had fairly frequently accused me of not vacuuming my home because there were always tumbleweeds and that I just didn't keep a clean home. And after my honeymoon, when I came home, she informed me that she was fairly certain that every night when she went to bed, my dog was just pulling hair out and leaving it in the house because she would get up and there were tumbleweeds. I'm like, I know. So it was one of those things we just had to vacuum every day because there were tumbleweeds. So I don't know that shampoos are going to help. This is a bad time right now for shedding, so it's probably going to get a little bit better, but I would try to brush really well.
Why is it bad now? I mean, aren't they building the fur? I thought
they lose
their summer coat, and they're okay. And the same thing in the spring, they're losing their winter coat. I always thought it would be much worse in the spring when they lose the heavy coat.
It usually
but it's still now is shedding as well.
They will go through a period now and then also in the spring.
Okay, I didn't realize that for this time. So Furminator, we do that with ours. And just so you know, there's all kinds of good brushes out there, but that Furminator thing, it's a little more expensive. Some of them, there's different sizes, but boy, that gets through. And then you have.
And believe it or not, you may think your Shih Tzu's bad, but he's got pugs, and they're the worst.
They're even worse.
I mean, literally, you can just pet a pug and come out with a handful of hair. I don't know why they're not bald. I don't.
It grows faster than it falls out.
It does.
It's crazy. All right, let's go next to Lori. Hi, Lori.
Hi.
Hey.
I have a couple of questions. First of all, I treat my pets like my kids. Settle a debate in my house. Can you catch a disease from kissing your dogs or cats and letting them sleep in your bed?
Oh, I'm going to make somebody mad here. No.
No. Wait, you catch a disease by kissing a dog?
Yeah.
No,
there are diseases that you can get from your dogs and your cats. Kissing them is probably not going to get you one of them. Leptospirosis is a disease that's transmitted through the urine of a dog or cat. Dog. So if your dog has gone to the bathroom and has licked some of its urine and it still has it on its mouth and you kiss the dog, I guess that technically you could. But in the big bad world, typically no. Sleeping with dogs and cats, as long as you are caring for your animals and they're getting annual vaccinations, they're on flea control, they're being dewormed appropriately, then no, you're not going to catch anything. If your animal has never been to the vet and it has parasites and it's sleeping with your child and your child isn't paying attention to what they're doing because your child get parasites from your dog, absolutely. Not from probably kissing your dog, but from sticking their hand in inappropriate places and then putting it in their mouth. So the big answer is, do I kiss my dog? Yes. Does my dog sleep with me? Yes. Do my cats sleep with me? Yes. So there you go. I'm still alive and don't have any of those diseases.
I mean, that's been going on. Some people may have a preference where the dog sleeps someplace else, and that's totally understandable. People have been sleeping the whole song by 3 Dog Night, the band 3 Dog Night. It's all about sleeping with dogs. A 3 Dog Night's a really cold night.
It is
because you
true.
sleep there and you got the 3 dogs on top of you. All right, so
it's true.
It's been going on forever.
Yeah.
All right.
And you know, I think that there are some behavioral things where the animal doesn't need to sleep with you if there are behavioral issues going on.
All right.
But in the general kind of scheme of things, if your animal is on a regular deworming and is well cared for and vaccinated, and your veterinarian is saying we don't have any infectious diseases or parasites, you're fine.
Among other reasons, Betty, one of our pugs, doesn't sleep with us, is that she snores like a freight train.
Well, yeah, there's that.
All right. Of course, I snore a bit too. So, all right, let's go next to Jill. Hi, Jill.
Top of the morning, Nick.
Oh, it's Jewel. Hi, Jewel. How are you doing, Jewel?
Hunky dory. How are you, Buckaroo?
Doing good.
So pleased Miss Fields is back on, and good morning to you, too.
Good morning to you.
I've got a bit of a dilemma. My kitty cat had 5 kittens. She abandoned 4. I went to the feed store and bought kitty cat formula, followed the directions to a T, and the poor little critter just up and died anyways. And then, if you could comment on each one of these, I'm trying to be brief. I give my dog, not a whole lot, but sometimes I'll give her a piece of candy, like maybe a little bite of Snickers or chocolate. And then I understand that them pig's ears for dogs to chew on's got salmonella. I've been feeding my dog Pedigree. I hope that's good grade, and I use Pet Armor on her, and then I bought a bottle of all natural, like eucalyptus and citronella and stuff like that, all natural flea spray, and that really helps a whole lot. And have you heard any more about the Chinese dog food that's just making critters ill all across the U.S. of A., and some of them are dying? It's so good to see y'all again this morning.
Good to see
you. Thanks for letting me call in there, Mr. Nick.
Sure, Jewel. Thank you, Jewel.
I hope you made notes.
I kept some notes here, but
okay,
I mean,
so 1, don't give your dog Snickers. 2, candy. If you're going to give candy to your dog, you need to make sure it doesn't have xylitol, because xylitol will kill your dog. It's sugar-free additive. 3,
pig's ears.
Pig's ears are fine if they're from the U.S., and most of the time it says they've been irradiated for diseases. I think that's fine. Next.
Okay. The kitty cats that died when they were abandoned by the mother.
I have nothing.
Okay. Is it unusual for a mother to just flat out abandon it? I know I've seen cases where there'll be a litter, and there's clearly one that has a problem, and it's called natural selection or whatever the
Darwin
issue is.
Was right.
Mental problems, physical problems, and the mother will actually abandon that weaker cat and take care of the others, which is awful, but it happens.
Right.
But besides that, unknown. Just no way to know. And then Pedigree, good food. Pet Armor. What's Pet Armor?
It's a generic version of Frontline.
Okay. I don't know. So that's just cheaper. I don't know if it's as effective. Citronella flea spray.
I don't think it works, but if he thinks it does, that's okay.
All right. And Chinese dog food. We heard a bunch of stuff from China. Dog toys, dog treats.
I personally make sure that everything I buy I try to make sure everything I buy doesn't come from China, but that's hard to do. I do make sure that my dog and cat treats, food, everything is made in the United States or Canada. I'll go for Canada, but usually the United States.
All right, United States or Canada. All right, let's go to Joe. Hi, Joe.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Why are 3-colored cats always female?
Calicos, you mean?
Calicos.
So, color patterns in cats are on the sex chromosomes. So we all know that there's an X and a Y in a boy and an X and an X in girls. So the calico is a recessive gene that demands 2 X's in order to be calico. So it's impossible to have a calico cat who has a Y chromosome, because you have to have 2 X's to make or you have to have 2 recessive genes to make it.
The 3-color cat.
Yeah.
The 3-color cat. So all 3 calico cats are all girls. I once had a calico cat, and I remember having it. That's a good question.
They're all named Callie, too.
Yep.
They're all named Callie. They're all girls, and it's always fun when you come in with your new baby calico kitten, and I go, oh, what a cute little girl, and they go, how did you know it's a girl? I'm like, because I'm magic.
Good question, Joe.
Yeah, great question.
Interesting, and you did
a little bit of genetics for you there. But it's personality is also very closely linked to coloration of cats. Like, I can tell you that most of the time calico cats are not the nicest cats. Tortoise shells are the same. Typically your tabby cats are like the nicest. It's really weird that, and most veterinarians will tell you this, and there was a study that the federal government, your government, ladies and gentlemen, paid money to do a study to understand that, yes, in fact, calico cats are not the nicest. A study was paid for that. How come we're not doing these studies?
But when they say nice, I just wonder what that means. It's hard to gauge with a cat. I mean, they don't let you pet them, or...
Right, they don't let you pet them, or they bite you, or...
Okay, what about like Siamese cats? Was there any? Our neighbor had a Siamese cat. They always struck me as being a little more. I was afraid to pet her.
Well, they kind of. I think you're probably afraid to pet them because you saw 101 Dalmatians when you were little, and I feel like there was a Siamese cat in that, or Lady and the Tramp. There was some Disney movie that had a Siamese cat in it that wasn't very nice.
That's not fair.
And I really feel like the poor Siamese cats got. Siamese cats are typically pretty nice. They're just very loud.
Much like Jaws gives sharks a bad name.
Yeah. Just like that.
Let's go to Danny. Hi, Danny.
Hello.
Hey, Danny. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. I have a Shih Tzu that has lost the use of his back legs. He's very old, but I'm going to try and get him some wheels so that he can get around. His front paws are great. My question is, his hair, I rescued him from someone that was going to have him put down because he was old, and the vet told him that he couldn't fly. So I rescued this dog, and now his fur is so long and matted, I don't know what to do. I'm fearful of cutting the fur because I'm fearful of cutting his skin. What can I do?
Well, he probably needs to be groomed, and so you don't use scissors. You get grooming, that you groom dogs with. What is those called? Clippers.
Clippers.
Or you take him to the vet or the groomer and have him clipped. If he can't use his back legs, the big concern is to make sure that he's still urinating and defecating on his own. And what does the vet say about this? Yes, you can get a wheelchair. There's quite a few companies out there that do that. You do need to realize that he can't just be in the wheelchair all the time, because then they're standing constantly. So they get put in the wheelchair in the morning, and they go out and they go potty, and they might take a break and have a little nap and out of the wheelchair. But yeah, the wheelchairs work really well. Just make sure that he is urinating and defecating okay, and see what the vet says about that. And then you may want to talk to your veterinarian about getting him groomed.
And the hind legs, by the way,
I have no idea. There's a lot of different reasons why it'd be interesting to see what the vet says.
We take mashed tater to Petticut Junction.
That's hysterical.
Petticut Junction. She comes out with a little ribbon on her head.
There's one down in Nolensville that's called it's like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, but it's like names. Diggity Dog or something like that. It's hysterical. There's some really, really clever names.
Yeah, they do well. Yeah. Let's go to Jerry. Hi, Jerry.
Hey.
Hey, how can we help you?
Hey, my question is, I have a 13-year-old Chihuahua, and he's been diagnosed with congestive heart failure. He was given 6 months to live about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, so he's doing really well.
Yeah.
My question to you, is there any supplements, anything I should be feeding him, or anything else I can give him that would make him feel even better or help him out?
Well, what medications is he on?
Is he on any medicines, Jerry?
Yes, he is on enalapril or enalapril.
Enalapril?
Yes, and the Vetmedin.
Yep, perfect.
And Lasix.
Okay. So he's on everything that sounds really appropriate for that. There is, excuse me, there is a heart diet, I think.
Okay.
And I can't remember if it's made by Purina, Science Diet, or Royal Canin. But that might be something. I mean, you're doing everything that you need to do. It sounds like medicine-wise. I don't think that there's any other supplements you need to do. You may just want to talk to your vet about, is there a diet that may be helpful for that? But then again, if he doesn't like the other diet and he's happy with what he's on, I'm all about quality of life as opposed to quantity of life. So it sounds like you've got him doing exactly what he needs to be doing. There may be some food that you can try, but it sounds like you're doing a good job.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. These last two callers really care about their older dogs. Listen, let's take a break. When we come back, we got one more segment with Allison Fields, and now all of a sudden we do have some lines open if you had trouble getting in a moment ago. 737-7587. We can take more of your calls. We'll take it up till 9 o'clock right after this.